Good evening. This live broadcast is from the Republic of South Africa, and currently the time is 22:04 p.m. South African time. And you can say it's 10:04 p.m. South African time. And the date today is the 12th of the 5th month, 2018, or you can say is the 12th of May, 2018. And I greet you all again today and to all our viewers. And I just came in now, I said, oh, before I sit down, let me just share something with you. There's something really that I wanted us to share. I won't say discuss, but in brackets we can say let's discuss something. Okay. It's about how we present ourselves or how we conduct ourselves when giving the presentation. So this is the subject of the day. As you can see at the bottom, our heading says, "Don't convince, but present TBC and its mission." That is the main goal, main aim of TBC. So I know there's been quite a number of errors around the world. Some people were presenting TBC their way, and some they were presenting TBC just to gain something. It was all about gaining something, cashing out, or things like that. Since we've been allowed to transact or exchange TBC peer-to-peer, those were some of the things. Okay. So now, where do we start now? First, let me greet you all again. Those who are on the top chat and others that I cannot see. Currently, I only see that there is this number in our viewers. Okay. But we have Mrs. Jules from New Zealand, and the time is 8:04 a.m. Sunday in New Zealand and NZST. So it is already Sunday. Good morning, Mrs. Jules. And it's 2 hours prior to midnight in South Africa. Good night, everyone. Good evening, good day, good morning to other lands. Yeah. So now, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow TBCians around the globe. We must look at these things in a different, I won't say scenario, in a different scope. Okay. You go to the communities, right? And as soon as you are there, before you give the full illustration about what TBC is all about, its mission, then you eventually jump into convincing the communities about how they're going to be wealthy in TBC, and followed by the projection, you know, all those kind of things. Yes, of course, at the end of the day, people will be convinced that, yeah, you know what, this is what we've been looking for. But the question is, did you prepare these people in order for them to understand our mission? Okay. Yes, our mission does hint abundance, prosperity. You can sell, of course, peer-to-peer, and you can exchange TBC for goods and services. Under that, we have land, automobiles, properties, and etc. Okay. Now, you go out there. Yes, they will be convinced. They will actually pay you. They will give you their monies, and they will wait for that period, because most of the TBCs, when they present, they tend to indicate 6 months at a minimum, and some they hint 8 months. Some, it's only few who are giving a projection of a year, okay, or 1 year. So now, after 6 months, you will be faced with questions. And yes, they will ask you that now it's 6 months. How do you cash out? Now, let's go back to the questions that people were asking about the cashing out stories. And can you see now how those questions came to be? It's because of the way we presented TBC. We didn't give the full presentation accordingly, but we convinced people. And as soon as we convince people, that is not good. We must present ourselves accordingly. Okay. Now, we are talking about two people here. I once learned something from one of the philosophers, also a world businessman. As I was going through his articles and videos, his presentations, he mentioned something about convincing and presenting something the way it is. Okay. He mentioned that it is very difficult for wise people to come together and work together for one goal. And should that thing happen, or should that action takes place, the world would be different today. But as for the unwise ones, it's easy for them to come together and work together towards a default outcome. That is a fact, right? Okay. So the unwise ones, they are the ones who have convinced many into the TBC community. They convinced them. Okay. Now, at the end of the day, we have to come in and do some damage control or repairs, okay, into that the way they've approached our communities. They convince them. Because when you listen to the whole discussions and some queries, complaints, and etc., they are all saying one thing. When are we cashing out? It's been 6 months now. It's been 8 months. It's been a year. What's happening? This is a scam. You see? Because some of us, we mention things like, I'll tell you now. We have been nabbed previously. So we expect TBC to be our savior. That's another problem or mistake that we're doing. Okay, TBC did not nab anyone, or TBC didn't scam anyone. So when we come across those questions, like yesterday we discussed something, I also discussed something with you, right? About what is your approach, or what is your answer to those people who have disowned their upliners or sponsors? So do you easily accept them, or do you ask questions? Who's your sponsor, or who's your upline? And then from there, you'll be in a position to weigh matters, whether you accept that person or you don't accept the person. Okay, so it's a very sensitive matter about convincing most of the questions that you are faced with today. It's all about cashing out, because they were convinced. So there has to be a damage control now. Okay. Some of us must consume their times now and try to repair the damage that has been caused by others, which is not right. Okay. Presenting TBC, it's not difficult, it's not easy, but it's straightforward. Okay. Now, sometimes I just feel that I could call everyone at once and live stream with them and find out exactly how do they present TBC. I did quite a few live streams individually, one-on-one, just to see how they present. Some, they don't even know when TBC was launched, which year, which month, and the price of how much. They don't know that. Was it, which currency was involved during the launch? They don't know. So we need to check out these things. Okay, let me just go to the chat and see who do we have here today. All right. Hi everyone. Hi fellows. Hi. I see we have Miss Jules from New Zealand. I'll say again, it's when Miss Jules forwarded her greetings, it was 8:04 a.m. Sunday, NZST, in New Zealand time. Hi, James. Hi. I did not live stream today, and I didn't manage to touch base with you guys. But as you can see, I'm standing. I just came in and I said, I'm not going to sit. If I can sit, then I'll retire. Let me just stand in order to refresh myself. And because I love to talk to you at least once a day, if not twice. Okay. So, hi, my sister Mary from Mpumalanga, South Africa, and James also from South Africa, Mpumalanga. And we have, okay, let's see, Mary saying, okay, she does ask the upline first and questions after. Then by doing that, we will be saving ourselves. Okay. I hope most of us we are no longer shaken, as we were never shaken before about those questions, because all the answers for that, they are in the blog. Okay. Now, we have another one, the current one. Even this morning, I received quite a number of calls, and I saw in passing from other live streams, though I didn't have a moment to sit down and check out exactly, but I saw that Mary was live. There's another, what's his name, from Nigeria, TBC Revolution, Randy. I was just passing by, but I couldn't even have a moment to greet all of you guys. So, it's about the wallets. The transactions are not going through, the transactions are not verifying, all these kind of things. It's a big, it's a big thing, you know. So I was just laughing when I received those calls. So they were asking me, "Why are you laughing?" I said, "No, I'm laughing because I know that TBC will never scam us. It's happening because of some reasons, and we know what has caused the system to delay, not to confirm, you know. But it's gonna be sorted out in a couple of days. Just have to stay put because I trust TBC. They will never forsake us, you know. So, that was the second one that I received calls and WhatsApp messages, and, you know. And I'm also expecting to receive more complaints about the delays in the transactions. Okay, but some they understand what is to be done when we conduct one transaction after another. You have to give it some time. Some they give those transactions about 15 minutes, and some they just blow it. It's like that. So now, this is what I wanted to talk to you about before I retire. And then let me just check my time. It doesn't show here. Okay, let me give it an extra 8 minutes. Yeah. So now, last part one, I picked up also that some of the offense and some of the upliners or sponsors to whoever, they started conducting some activities now, or I'll say, yeah, activities or presentations to bring back other offense, meaning bring back everyone to the community, and thanks for those. It was a good thing, and in Durban, I understand there was some activities based on that. I even got a message from the TBC executive in Durban, and I will actually encourage everyone to do that. Yeah, that's the only way to gather everyone under one roof and just to do a revival. Yeah. So let's see now. Looks like we have another message here from Mary. Yes, thanks, Mary. Yeah, Mary is saying, yeah, how can TBC be a scam? They're helping and healing our world, and people need to wake up. Yes, Mary, people need to wake up because the elite system is advancing. They don't sleep. So the only way for us to not to adapt into their plans, no, but to crush them is by not sleeping. I'm not saying you mustn't sleep your 8 hours, but you must be awake, like what Mary has just said. Yeah. So We need to be ahead of things. We cannot afford a situation whereby we're on the 21st century, but we are applying the system of the 16th century. It's not going to blend at all. Our mistake, we as human beings or TVians as well, there's only one thing that you're doing, and that is really hitting us hard. We have different people within this community, right? We have those with high achievements. In my country, Soweto, they use the word amakraj. You know, amakraj, that means the graduates. You know, in some countries, when you talk about the graduates, amakraj. Amakraj, it's a Zulu name, but fanakano, you know. So when as soon as you mention amakraj, people, they start shivering that, yo, those ones are with high achievements. Then, you know, they will start not associating with those because they are on the highest level of education, things like that. So, but to some countries, let's take for instance, I'll tell you about what I've experienced so far and what I know little about that country. Uganda. We have people with high achievements, masters, honors, you know, MBAs, etc. Some of them, we have them here in South Africa. They are currently hawkers. They sell fruits, vegetables, tuck shops, and with those achievements. And they are so polite, humble, down to earth, forever smiling. I'm talking about Amakraju from another country across the borders of South Africa. Well, in my country, when someone speaks about the Amakraju, some people will start shivering, you know, and say, oh, no, it doesn't work with me. Now the question is, Amakraju, the graduates, what difference did they make to end poverty? You ask that yourself that question. I think you can answer that one, okay? Advocates, lawyers, doctors, where are they? Doctors, Amakraj, where are you? The world is falling apart. So, where is the problem? The problem, where is it? They were never taught financial education. They were never taught about the things that are surrounding us as humanity globally. So they were never taught that. So let's see here. Okay, thanks, Ms. Jules. People need to feel the passion. That's true. And Mary, she's saying, passion and love, and with this comes truth and dedication. More TVians need to get more involved in TVC mission. Thanks, Mary. If I was them, I'm a graduate, the graduates, I would love to start giving them a lecture. 5 minutes lecture every day. I'll find a way how to touch base with them. It's not difficult. I'm a graduate. It's easy to get a graduate. I'll assign them to read TBC mission or TBC statement every day, 5 minutes, only for 7 days. Then after that, we can start talking. Then, yeah, that is the basic lecture I can forward to them so that we can be in line with what is happening around the globe, okay? Yeah. So now, we have to diversify certain things, and we have to be broad in delivering our shall I say presentation to the world. Yeah, we must preach the same thing, whether in South Africa, in the Philippines, wherever. One thing, something must fall away now, according to my advice. Right? Okay. Let us stop convincing our communities about high returns like the HYIPs online. Okay. Let us tell our communities the truth that as soon as you come on board in TBC, you are going to sweat, you are going to work. You must tell them that. You are going to work hard. You are going to sweat in order for you to see the progress. Because we don't see the progress the same way in the billion coin. Others, even if they've seen it, but they don't want to come out and share with us that, you know what, to be honest, I've seen that from 2016 to date. Okay. When I do my presentation, before I start, I love to make things clear. I love to tell people what exactly TBC is all about, how is it going to help humanity or mankind around the globe. And it is not all about me gaining at the end, but everyone who is following the instruction, taking part and conducting him or herself accordingly. At the end, as soon as our system pays out, then everyone will be covered. That's how I present TBC. Then I explain that part before my family, so that tomorrow, when there are delays, like now, the transactions are not going through, as soon as they ask questions, then I'll be in a position to remind them. Remember, when I do presentations, I also do the live video, but private. I will record everything, okay? So that when some of them try to go astray, then we can always do a replay, okay? So I explained to them, secondly, that I am not promising you any high returns or riches in TBC. No. But I can only teach you about abundance and prosperity and the wealth that will accumulate in this community. Only if you apply 1, 2, and 3. You see? Then the whole statement is straightforward. Lastly, I've explained about what TBC is going to do for them. Only if they apply 1, 2, and 3, right? Then lastly, everything that you do under the sun needs your commitment. That's how I close. Before now, I commence with the presentation. But if you're not committed, don't expect that people who have invited to here to do things for you. Because as soon as you start going astray or saying negative things, that means you are no longer taking the responsibilities. Now you want to find the ways of blaming others. That's how I present TBC. I may be less in my meaning my downlines might be less, but I'm happy because I don't want stress. There might be less, but with a solid understanding about our TBC system. Okay. So this is what we should be doing when we give out the whole message about the Bitcoin coin. So now let's see what's Mary saying. Okay, Mary is saying, truth is setting us free, working for the TBC mission. It's our driving workforce, and we shall work hard just as you. Thanks. Oh, thanks, my sister Mary from South Africa. I was not aware that I'm working hard. I thought it was just the beginning for me. But with your encouragement, wow, I'm happy. I'm happy. Yes. It's so nice to hear good news from others. I was not aware, believe you me. I thought I was just, in Zulu, being kekeleza. Thanks, Mary, again. Yeah. So, are there any questions or you'd like to share something with us? We have only 5 minutes. Yeah. Remember, I love you all, guys, all of you. Yeah. And I'm happy that you're all here. It keeps us going. And those who have took the back seat, to catch up is difficult. It's even difficult for them to go on education and say, let me pick up one article. Let me find out what is TBC mission statement, or what is the agreement of TBC? It's also there in the education law. Yeah. Anything that you'd like us to share, guys? Okay, type there. We have 5 minutes. Yeah. We have 4 minutes now. Yes. Okay, Mary. Mary is saying, we are rich in TBC with learning the knowledge of TBC. The millions is just a bonus. That's how I feel, because TBC has given me a reason to live my life to the fullest, doing TBC mission to end poverty globally. Thanks, my sister Mary from South Africa. Everyone in this community is the wealthiest man ever. Some of the head of states, they don't have what you have. You know what I mean. They don't have what you have. Okay. The only thing that it's required now is for each and every one to market him or herself. How are you gonna do that? I'm not gonna tell you that. You don't have to tell me that. But I will come up with a copyright of my plan. I'm glad, in this community, if James comes out with a plan, that plan, it's a copyright, the admin will be listening. Should it happen that someone duplicates that before James moves it, you have stolen the copyright, then I'm going to deal with you. That's it. So every member in this community requires a marketing plan. How are you going to do it? I cannot copy Mary's plan or Mrs. Murphy's, Mrs. Jules' plan. No. We differ. We have different things. So we must stand up and start working now. The wealth is here. We have this wealth. Then how do we do the distribution? If we can't distribute our own wealth, then how can we distribute that one? What is that? Is it 1 billion? Whatever. It's in the block. So we must try to balance things here. Okay. So now our 4 minutes, it's over. Yeah. I would say to you guys, thanks again today for joining us from the Republic of South Africa. And we're looking forward to share with you. And to those that are all an appointment to a live stream, I'll touch base with you shortly in order to get the right time, because we're gonna need plus minus an hour. Let's say an hour will be fine or less. Yeah. So from South Africa again, to all my fellows in the live stream chat, thank you again for being with us today. I'm still up. I'll be retiring in about, let me see, an hour and a half. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to share with you tomorrow. And thank you again. Don't forget to prepare yourselves for Monday's send button meeting. And you all know who's going to be our hosts, huh? Mr. Dan Lutz from the Philippines. He will be the host of that meeting. I teased him during our meeting that it's nice to have you, Mr. Lutz, as our host on Monday, St. Martin's meeting. But please, since I know you, don't take 2 hours. Studies can take 2 hours, 2.5 to 3 hours. And you actually, you yourselves, you don't get tired. You'll go with it. You'll enjoy everything that is sharing with you. But when you look at the time, it will be 3 hours. So someone said to me from South Africa, I will never listen to Dan Lutz again. It takes 3 hours. All my data were gone. My data was gone. I said, oh, okay, I understand. So when I mentioned that, he laughed. Everyone laughed. I said, oh, Dan Lutz takes 2 hours. But I think he will keep up the pace. He will take the given time or limited time, an hour or so. Yeah. Anyway, oh, Sky. We are going off now. Hi, Sky from Free State, South Africa. Welcome again. It looks like you were held up. But what you can do a replay, okay? It's fine. Yeah, just do a replay. But if there is something you want us to share about, you can touch base in my, you can use my email, it's fine. And thanks again. Guys, I'm gonna go off now. Thanks again, my fellows. I love you all. And the time now, it's 22:44 p.m. South African time. Same day, the 12th, 5th month, and 2018. This is Lawrence Mitana Maluleke sharing with you, and I will be talking to you soon. And thanks, bye.